I've been growing orchids for over 30 years. At one point, I had over 1,000 different orchids, and I've cut that collection way down, but I still grow some. I think these are the most fabulous plants. They flower for such a long time, and they're so easy to take care of. Problem is, a lot of homeowners have trouble taking care of them, and the biggest problem is watering. Now, a few years ago, I came across a new watering technique called water culture. It's where you take your orchid and instead of putting it in the bark, you put it right in the water. And I thought, it doesn't make much sense to me. The reason people kill orchids is because they keep the roots too wet and they rot. Now there are people trying to grow them in water. That makes no sense at all. But I'll give anything a try to see how it works out. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about a couple experiments I ran. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of water culture. And then at the end, I'll give you my opinion about whether or not you should try this technique. Now, what is water culture? Well, there are at least two different types of water culture. There's one that most people call full water culture. And that's where you take the plant, you take it out of the medium it's in, and put it into 100% water, or some people use half water, or just a little bit of water. The key is that there are some roots always in water. The level might change depending on the grower, but there's always some roots in water. That's full water culture. There's also something called semi-water culture. That's where you take the plants and you put it in a glass jar where you can put in some water and you leave the water in there for a few days. Anywhere from sort of 2 to 5 days seems common. Then you dump the water out and let it sit dry for 2 to 5 days. And everybody seems to have a different formula for doing that. The key to semi-water culture is that the roots are wet and immersed in water for part of the time, and they're completely dry and in air for part of the time. Let's have a look and see how these orchids are doing in water culture. This one's doing really well. You can see the flower spike coming. There's a couple of side branches coming here. New leaves growing. All the old leaves are turgid, nice and stiff. It's actually quite happy. For this orchid, had lots of longer roots. So when I put water in the bottom, there's always some roots that are sitting in the water and collecting lots of water. And that's providing the moisture the plant needs. So this is working all right. It's making lots of new roots at the top, which are coming down. So it's quite a healthy plant. But I have to say, I find this to be a real pain. I have to remember that every few days I have to dump the water out, let the orchid dry, then wait a few days, put water back in. I'm not at all convinced that that is less work than growing them in bark. But it does work. This is the second of my test orchids. It's not doing nearly so well. You can see one of the older leaves here is yellow and it's starting to die off. This top leaf is still very soft. Same with this. You can see the wrinkling in these leaves. That's showing that the plant is not getting enough moisture. Now if I take this plant out of the pot, you'll see that it has no roots lower down. So when I put it in the container, there's no way for the roots to absorb water. So what I have been doing is spraying these top roots pretty much every day, but it's still not enough moisture. The tips are green, which indicate that the roots are growing, but they're just barely green. This plant's really not happy. If this plant was growing well, these tips would be about 1/4 inch long. Right now they're like 1 millimeter long. It's not dead yet, but it's certainly not doing very well. I've been growing these orchids long enough that I know that this plant will not survive if I keep it in this kind of a condition. It's not getting enough moisture. It's not getting enough nutrients. The plant's getting smaller and smaller by losing leaves. So what I'm going to do is pot this up in some cocoa chunks. It's the only way to get this plant to survive. The other one I'll keep in water culture and see how it does. So what are the claimed benefits of water culture? Well, there's 4 of them. People claim that it has less fungus gnats. So you don't have the media there. I mean, orchids aren't grown in soil anyways, but the bark or coconut husk, whatever you're using, you don't have that there, so you have less fungus gnats. The other claim is that with water culture, you get less pests. Things like mealybugs and scale, which do affect orchids. The third claim is it's less work. And the fourth claim is that you can more easily monitor the roots and see if there's a root problem. Again, if we go back to the reason why people can't grow orchids, it's due to root rot. And if they're sitting in a glass jar or plastic container that's clear, you can see the roots, and so you can see a problem early on. So let's have a look at each of these benefits. Fungus gnats. As I said, I've been growing orchids for 30 years. I never had fungus gnats. Fungus gnats like to be moist, and so they like to be in soil, and many of them eat the fungus which grows in that soil. When you're growing an orchid properly in bark and coconut husk, it's dry a good part of the time. And there's no fungus growing in there, so you're not going to have fungus gnat. Well, what about other pests like scale and mealybugs? Well, you're going to get those in either case. Those kinds of pests are a problem with orchids, but they live on the leaves. They lay the eggs on the leaves, they hatch out. The insect spends its whole life on the leaves. It doesn't go down into the roots, so it doesn't really care whether the roots are in water or media. So that doesn't make any sense either. That's not a real benefit. The third benefit is less work. And it may be true. If I'm doing a full water culture, I put the water in the container and it can sit there for weeks, maybe even a couple months before I have to refill it. So that's less work watering. But now let's compare that to the way I water. I grow in coconut husk, and so I'll take my orchids once a week and I'll sit them in water and I'll let them sit there for 10-15 minutes while I'm eating breakfast. Then I dump off that water and they're done for a week. What's that? 5 minutes of my effort once a week? Okay, you can reduce that a little bit, but that's not really work. Now, if you use semi-water culture, then every few days you have to dump the water out, let them go dry, put the water back in. So semi-culture isn't any easier than what I do for watering my orchids. So I just don't see where water culture is any easier. The fourth benefit is that you can see the roots, and that is an advantage. I'm growing this orchid in semi-water culture, and it does have a plastic side. So I can look in here and I can see all my roots. I can't do that easily in a normal pot because the sides are solid plastic. So that is a bit of an advantage. So what about the disadvantages of water culture? The first one is that there's nothing really holding this orchid in place except the leaves on the side, and in this case it's flowering, so I do have a metal stem in here that's attached to the side of the pot. But without this just flops around. The new roots that are growing here, they bang against the side of this every time you move it. That's not really good for roots. These root tips are quite tender and you don't want to keep poking them on the side of the pot. The other big disadvantage is that to get an orchid from a regular pot into water culture is a lot of effort. The way most people do it is they cut off almost all the roots because the ones in the pot don't like to be in water all the time. So they cut them off and they wait for new roots to grow. That causes tremendous harm to the plant, and in most cases people wait a whole year before they see flowers again. When I repot one of these guys, I don't miss a beat. They just keep flowering. In fact, lots of times now I even pot them up when they're in flower. I don't really recommend that if you're new to orchids, but it doesn't seem to harm them. So it's difficult to get them adjusted to the water. And you can go online and you can read all kinds of reports of people who've tried this method. And what they find is the roots just rot on them. Then the plant dies, they're back to square one. It's not an easy method to adopt. The other problem that can be a bit of a concern is how do you fertilize these guys, particularly in semiculture. So I put some water in here, I put some fertilizer in there. In a few days, I dump this out and I put more water in. So do I fertilize again? I guess so. I guess I fertilize every time I put water in. In full culture, you have an even bigger problem because the water sits in here a long time. It slowly evaporates and goes down. The plant takes some fertilizer out of that water, but some is left behind. So how much do you add next time you want to fertilize this thing? I don't know, but you don't have any of these problems when they're growing in bark. Now let me tell you about a couple of experiments I did. I took one of my phals and I put it in full water culture. I cleaned up the roots the way you're supposed to. I cut most of them off. Any roots that were rotting, I cut those off, and then I put it into water. What happened? The rest of the roots all rotted. It was a terrible mess. The leaves couldn't get any water because it had lost the roots. The plant became smaller and smaller, and eventually I gave up on it. That plant would have died if I hadn't taken it out and put it back into a pot. I don't like full water culture because orchid roots don't like to be in water all the time. So then I thought, okay, well, semi sounds a little more realistic. In water a few days and then dry, in water a few days. So that's what this plant is. I put some water in here. Right now it's pretty dry. It's a little moist in the bottom, but I'll put some water in and I actually let it evaporate. Goes dry, sits there for a little bit, put some more water in, and this has worked much better. I haven't had the same amount of root rot because of that drying period. The plant's flowering, that's good. But this is a large flowering phal, and this flower stem should be much larger than this. If we have a look at the plant itself, it's losing all the lower leaves. That one's completely brown. This one is yellow and going. This one is yellow. This one is yellow. Well, it's a green still, but it's underneath going yellow. It's soft. I can tell it's going. This is not a great leaf. The other thing I notice is that these new leaves, this is the newest one. This is the one before that. This is the one before that. They're all smaller than the original leaves. These leaves were grown in bark, and I moved it into this culture about a year ago. All the new leaves are smaller than the old ones, and that's a clear sign that I'm not growing the plant properly. It's not really happy. Now, it's happy enough to make leaves, happy enough to give me some flowering, but when the leaves get smaller and smaller, it means that future flowers are going to be less and less. You never want to see the size of your leaves go down. This plant's really not that happy. It's surviving, it's not happy. So does water culture work? Well, the answer to that is yes. There's lots of people that make this technique work. Here's a picture of one grouping. Now this pot is holding 3 orchids, but it looks fabulous, and it's in water culture. You can certainly make the technique work, but you have to ask yourself, do I want to make the technique work? Is it worth trying? And quite honestly, I can't come up with a good reason why I would want to continue this process. Growing in bark and cocoa husk works. It's really very little work to water those plants. Growers all over the world, like 99.9% of orchid growers, use bark and coconut husk. They don't use water culture. This is kind of a fad technique. You can give it a try. It's kind of a fun thing to do. But if you want to grow orchids that flower really well, don't bother with this technique. I just can't see any benefit to it. Now, if you want to learn more about growing orchids, I've made a series of videos, and I'll put a link to those in the top right-hand corner. See you in my next video.